New Claude 4 update just dropped as a free upgrade, and it's about to transform how you build with AI. Not just that, I want to be testing it to its limits today, and it's about to transform how you build pretty much everything. So for example, you can actually use this for super agents. I'll come on to this later. And Anthropic quietly added one of the biggest AI updates in the world. This is going to be one of the best coding updates out there, and there's literally a way to use it for free inside the browser. So today we're going to be talking through the exact step-by-step process to code anything with Claude 4. I'll show you how you can build with it, what you can build and test it to its limits, plus how to use it as an AI super agent that could browse your internet, complete tasks for you. You just tell it what to do, and we'll get straight into it. So what we can see here is Claude 4, and essentially if we go over to the announcement here, this literally just came out a few hours ago. So they've said today we're introducing the next generation of Claude models, Claude Opus and Claude Sonnet 4, setting new standards for coding, advanced reasoning and AI agents. AI agents being the key here. So there's actually some insane updates when it comes to browser use, when it comes to using your laptop, etc. This is a complete new advancement when it comes to AI super agents. So we'll come on to that. And they've said Claude Opus 4 is the world's best coding model with sustained performance on complex long-running tasks and agent workflows. Claude 4 Sonnet is a significant upgrade to Claude Sonnet 3.7, delivering superior coding and reasoning whilst responding more precisely to your instructions. Now, one of the first things that I saw when I was coding with it, this is just an example. So we said make a captivating endless runner game, key instructions on the screen, etc. And the UI and the speed of this game is so much smoother and better than anything that I've ever built with, for example, Gemini 2.5 Pro or Claude 3.7 Sonnet, which was the previous version. And this was using Claude Opus 4, as you can see. So it's going to be really powerful thing. Also, you've also got, for example, new tools here. So you've got extended thinking with tool use. So it can use tools, for example, like web search. Additionally, we have some other options. So, for example, we've got new model capabilities. Both models can be used in parallel. We've got Claude Code, which is now generally available. So they've said after receiving extensive positive feedback during our research preview, we are expanding how developers can collaborate with Claude. Claude Code now uses and supports background tasks like GitHub Actions, blah, 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 and also new API capabilities. So you can actually use this for like code execution, and also you can use this to build more powerful AI agents, the code execution tool, MCP connector, files API, etc. And if we open up Claude Desktop here, let's just check this. So if we open up Claude Desktop over here, as you can see, and then I'm just going to check the MCP settings. So if we go inside settings over here, and then we're going to go to developer, we have our MCPs enabled, like you can see, which is going to allow us to control our laptop and also our browser, as you can see. So if, for example, we say, right, okay, use a browser and navigate to apple.com, you can see we've selected Claude Sonnet 4 over here. Let's hit enter, just see what it does, make sure it works, etc. It's saying, right, I'll navigate to apple.com for you using the browser. And we just need to enable that in the background. So let's make sure we have the extension enabled. We'll connect the browser MCP. I'll show you, if you want to learn how to set this stuff up, by the way, check out the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description. Completely free community where you can build this sort of stuff, and it shows you exactly how to do it step by step, completely for free, right? Just check out the Claude 4 resources right here. We've got tons and tons of different resources, including how to build AI super agents using Claude 4. So if we go back inside Claude now, using Claude 4, we'll say, right, use a browser, navigate to apple.com. Let's just test it out. And it navigated really, really fast in the background to apple.com. How crazy is that? So we can actually now get Claude 4 as an updated version to control our browser, go off, do AI super agent stuff, and it's pretty amazing. You can see here it's like screenshot the whole screen, navigated to the browser, connected, and that was completely free, right? So If you want to set that stuff up, you can do it inside the MCP section, inside the AI Success Lab. We show you exactly how to set that up step by step. But let's get straight into the other updates from Claude 4 and what else it can do and how it works, etc. Right? So it said Claude Opus 4 is our most powerful model yet. By the way, if you want to switch between Claude Opus 4 and Claude Sonnet, just go to Claude.ai, and then inside the drop down here, you can select between Opus 4 and Sonnet 4. There are limits on these, and depending on which model you're on, so for example, if you're on the free model, then it's going to be different models based on that. But yeah, you can see basically how it works step by step. So if we say, for example, okay, I'm just going to reconnect the browser MCP. All right, so we'll connect from this tab. All right, and then we'll go to Claude over here, and we'll say, right, okay, search on how to use MCP in school, something like that. Let's see if it can do it. And I'm just gonna say in my browser. It's using browser navigate, and then it's just gonna start searching right here. Right. It seems to be way faster for using browser use from what I can see as well. And you see it's now loading the page, searching for information, waiting for the search results, etc. Pretty cool. All right, and that's running in the background whilst we do something else. So you can see here it's now searching Google. It's much faster and smoother than it's ever been. And now it's searching around Google, and it's just controlling my browser in the background whilst I'm talking to you, right? Crazy stuff. So it's gone to this AI DevOps community, found out how to use school, etc., and it's browsing really quickly. Like, I've never seen browser use move that fast. That's pretty insane. So let's get back now to the announcements. I'm just going to remove the browser use so it doesn't keep using it in the background. We can see some examples here. So let's have a look at the benchmarks. Claude 4, Claude Opus 4, most powerful model yet, and the best coding model in the world. That's a bold statement. But you can see how it's performing and why they've justified that. What else we got here? So Cursor calls it state-of-the-art for coding and a leap forward in complex code base. Replit reports improved precision. Significantly improves on Sonnet 3.7's industry-leading capabilities, which was already, right up there at the top of the leaderboard. And then we can see the software engineering benchmarks here, so the SWE bench verified benchmarks. So if we have a look at these, I mean, Gemini 2.5 Pro, which was previously my favorite for coding, right? If we look at these and compare them, that was at 63.2% for software engineering. Now we can see Opus 4 is scoring 72.5 and Sonnet 4 is scoring 72.7. If we compare the benchmarks over here, you can see them and how they perform. Wow, look at this as well. So this is Claude playing Pokemon. So this is one of the most exciting updates for Claude. And basically it's their ability to really take over your screen and start using stuff. Like, you can see it playing Pokemon just like a human would. Over here, this was the instructions, and it's like try max 5 attempts with same approach. If stuck, try opposite approach, etc. And this is the AI playing Pokemon directly. Also got GitHub Actions right there. And here's one of the biggest updates. This is the crazy stuff. So Claude 4, especially Claude Opus 4, can now work continuously for several hours, right? As an AI agent, which means, like, I mean, this is wild, but basically you could have like this AI super agent, for example, like the desktop one that I'm using over here. You could have that running for hours, running on and working on different tasks. Now, if you compare a human versus an AI competing head to head, you know, a human needs to take lunch breaks, they get tired, they get emotional, they get bored, etc. And you compare that versus an AI agent that's using your browser and trying to achieve the same task, which one's going to win? It's going to be an agent for sure, right? And so I can see that this is already going to become like even more pronounced in the AI world, you know, in terms of like building stuff, creating stuff, completing basic admin tasks. I can't see how humans are going to become more useful. It's a scary update. So let's go through, I'll show you some examples of what we built. So for example, we said make a captivating endless runner game. Here we have it. As you can see, working its magic. We also have a retro shooter game. So we created this. By the way, this was all one shot. Like if you look at the chat, we literally just gave it one shot and it went off, did its magic, and created this awesome game. Like, it's pretty nice. It's better than something, you know, people would spend a whole month coding in the 90s, basically. And the UI as well, I've noticed with Opus especially, is just like much nicer than it's ever been. Right? Let's have another example right here. So this was a 3D car simulator. And you can see that was one-shotted as well. And then we have a simple chess game that it literally just one-shotted too, right? Let's check that works. So we'll pull this up for you. Yeah, it's working perfectly, isn't it? I wonder if we can get the AI to play chess as well on the screen, right? So for example, if we go over to browser MCP, we'll connect that. And then I'm going to publish this, right? So I'm going to publish this game. So this is the subdomain that we've deployed this chess game that Claude created, right? And then what we're going to do is go over to Claude using Claude Sonnet 4, and we'll say, okay, go and play chess here with yourself, mate, right? And we're going to get the AI to play itself at chess and see if this works, all right? Using browser. So we'll head into like, so I might switch to Opus as well, because that seems to be like the agentic model. So now it's going to use that MCP. By the way, if you want to set this stuff up, like I said, check the AI Success Lab and you can get free access to the full instructions on how to do this. And then it's navigated to this page, as you can see. It's like, right, let's take a screenshot to see the chessboard better. It's like, great, I can see the chessboard in its starting position. Here's how we're going to use it, mate. And then if we pull this on the side, it's like, right, I'm going to start with a classic opening and go with this, right? So you can get your AI agents to browse to different websites, click on different pieces, do whatever you need to, right? If we said, okay, let's go inside here. I'll say, right, okay, go to Bolt.diy and build out an SEO tool. Let's try that one. So it's like, right, I'll navigate to Bolt.diy and create a new SEO tool for you. Let's see what it does. It's fast. It is fast. You know, bear in mind as well, like you can just go off and do other stuff and this is just running in the background. So it said, right, I'm going to type the prompt. You can see it using the cursor over here. So this is the AI using the cursor. Now it's going to type in the text input. and now it's on the page and it's starting to build stuff out, right? It's still not as good as I would like, to be honest with you. So it struggled with Bolt.new and typing in there, and that was using Opus 4. So it's still got some limitations, to be honest with you. I thought it would do better than that. You can see how it struggled with the task. So it dragged the mouse inside there, and then it actually gave up and just built a SEO tool directly in here. So don't want to mislead you and tell you like it's the best thing since sliced bread for the browser use, when it obviously struggled right here. But pretty impressive stuff all the same. Now, you can also code with this as well, which I'll come on to in a second. So, for example, you can go to openrouter.ai. Obviously, this is not free, but you can use the tools directly here. And also, you've got Claude Computer as well. So you've got Claude Code where you can build stuff too. Now, what we can also do with Claude directly in the chat here, if we're using Opus 4, is we can go inside here and say, right, okay, check, and I'm just going to go to here, right? And I'm going to take an example prompt. By the way, if you want the full tutorial on how to set this up, check out this video inside the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description. But if we, for example, wanted to interact not just with our browser, but with our laptop as well, then just so I don't rinse the credits, I'm going to switch to 3.7, but you can do this in 4 as well. So if we say, for example, tell me how much free space I have on my main drive, we'll enter that. And then you can see here, it uses this MCP that just enables it to interact directly with your laptop, right? So you can see here, it's like, right, I'll help you check the free space on your main drive. And this has direct local access to my laptop, like you can see, gets the file system response. And it's like, right, based on the information I received, you got total size of 926, and the capacity you've used is 14%, right? So you have 91 gigabytes of free space available on your main drive, right? So you can actually get this AI super agent as well to not just interact with your browser and do other stuff like that, but also to interact directly with your laptop. And, you know, for example, if I'm like, right, what is my battery percentage as well? You'll run there. And then it's like, right, your battery's 81% and charging, shows that you have approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes remaining to reach a full charge. Even tells me like your device is connected to AC power, right? So if you want to set this up, if you want to figure out how to build it, etc., full resources, complete free tutorial with example prompts and a video tutorial and all the resources and the code to install it directly inside the AI Success Lab, along with all my notes on Claude 4. Feel free to get that, link in the comments description. And yeah, that's basically it. So feel free to get the AI Success Lab. Link in the comments and description. Comes with a community of 6,900 members, plus all of my best trainings on AI recently. This gets updated every single day. And if you need help, if you need support, if you need coaching, implementing this stuff, then feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom. Basically, the AI Profit Boardroom is focused on helping you make more money and save time with AI, right? So if you need like personalized help implementing this stuff, growing your business, building stuff, then feel free to get this, because you know these new tools and new updates are coming out every single day, right? And so it's very, very hard to keep up. Like it's easy to know what you're doing, but it's very hard to keep up, right? So if you want to know exactly how to personalize and implement all this stuff so you can make more money and save time directly for your business, then feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom, because we've got, for example, direct message support. You can also, for example, post inside the community and ask any questions you have. And additionally, it comes with all my best trainings and courses that you won't find anywhere else, including our crash course that shows you exactly how we implemented this stuff inside our business. And additionally, you get weekly coaching calls. So you can jump on the coaching calls, ask any questions that you have. We're going to start doing 3 calls a week soon as well. So feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments and the description. Today, I'm going to show you how to build basically anything with the new update from Claude 4. So this new Claude 4 update is basically an absolute game changer when it comes to AI. It can build awesome tools like you see right here. Here's a chess game actually built out and it works perfectly. As you can see, that is working beautifully. Additionally, we have a 3D car simulator that we actually built out that works as well. Let's pull this up as an example. You can see me driving a little car right there with a truck in the background driving around. We built this with one shot as well, by the way. This is Claude 4, so gave it a really complicated prompt right there. Boom shakalaka, it went off and did it. Asked it to build out a complex chess game with one single prompt. Boom shakalaka, it did it, right? And here's another example. So this is a 3D car simulator. Just went off and did it, mate. It's like high say to do ratio. I'll do anything you want. So it's pretty amazing what you can build and how you can build. I'm going to show you how to build anything using Claude 4 today for free, right? So if you want to build stuff out directly inside Claude 4, one of the first things I'm going to recommend is checking out the AI Success Lab, because we've got detailed examples of how to build stuff directly with this. What I want to show you first is directly inside the chat. If you want to use this directly inside the chat, which is the simplest way to use Claude because it's got artifacts and everything built in directly, then you can go over to Claude. They do have Claude 4 available for free for a certain limit. And then directly inside here, you can select which model you want. So for example, Opus 4 or Sonnet 4. And then, for example, from here, you can say, okay, build a CRM dashboard. For example, let's just, do that. We'll say build a CRM dashboard with a beautiful UI using Claude Sonnet 4. Opus 4, by the way, is the most powerful coding model. But you can see here, it's just straight away going off. It's going to code off in artifacts, and then it will give us a preview once that's fully coded out. So for example, like when we said generate the 2D shooter game, it just went off and did it. Same with the chess game, same with the 3D car simulator. And if we go back, this is going to start coding out. Now, I haven't seen any massive speed differences, but I have seen big differences in terms of the quality of responses. That's the main thing that we're seeing a difference here. So if we have a look, we've got the CRM dashboard perfectly coded out right there. If we go to publish, we can publish that and just share it with the world. Let's click on that. There we go. And then if we scroll down, that's working beautifully. We just one-shotted it as well. If we export the report, we've got some options. We can select between this quarter, this week, this month, etc. And also the UI is really nice, right? That's probably better than most SaaS UIs. And we just coded it in one shot. Absolutely wild. So that's how you can use the main browser for coding, inside Claude.ai. Let me show you another example of how you can use this. So for example, this is pretty cool. This is one of my favorite tricks with Claude. So what you can do is if you go inside your settings, right? And then you're going to go to developer, turn developer options on. And then you're going to edit the MCP config file. Now, if you need like a slowed down, step-by-step process for doing this, check out the AI Success Lab. It is completely free and it guides you through it in a 15-minute tutorial if you want like the slowed down version, right? But just for the sake of this video, so I can help you, this is exactly what you can see. So you've got these MCPs running. We've got Apple Script, which controls our Mac, and we've got Browser MCP, which controls our browser, right? And if you want to set this up, you just edit the MCP configuration file. It's all described inside the tutorial, but basically you just edit the MCP like you can see right here, set up the settings. If you want the copy and pastable code, you can go inside the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description, completely free. And then from here, we can start controlling our laptop and also our browser. So for example, if we say, right, we'll open up a new tab here, new chat, and we say, right, tell me how much free space I have on my main drive. You can do this on 3.7 as well. So if you run out of token usage, etc., no problem. You can use 3.7 instead of 4, but it'll work really well on 4 as well. Probably be faster too. And then if we say, tell me how much free space I have on my drive, here we go, right? And then you can see here it's coded that out for us, right, directly inside Claude, right? So we said, tell me how much free space I have on my main drive. It used that MCP that I just told you to set up. By the way, if anyone's having any problems setting this up, check out the AI Success Lab. All the details are in there, right? So you've just got the copy and pastable code, and it is free. It's free. Just go in there and copy and paste and steal it from me, right? If you want the instructions on exactly how to set this up. Pretty simple and easy to do. You just have to allow some settings. Obviously, use it at your own risk. You want to be careful how you use this stuff because it is interacting with my drive. And then if you want to get it to basically create an AI super agent method for you, like if you want it to control your browser, etc., then, for example, here's how you can do that. So you would just go to File, Settings, make sure you have the MCP set up for browser MCP. Like you can see, again, you can copy and paste the code from the AI Success Lab. And then using Claude 4, we can navigate our browser. So what we're going to do is make sure we have the Chrome extension set up. connect, right? And then inside Claude desktop, we're going to say, right, okay, research the latest news on Claude 4. So we're going to enter like so. And then if we go back from here, and I'm just going to start a new chat, say using browser MCP. Now it's navigating Claude, right? As you can see here, it's using browser navigate to scroll through the browser. Again, I'm using 3.7 because I don't want to rinse my usage and then not have any limits left. But you can do this whatever you want, right? So for example, it could be with 4, it could be with 3.7. You decide how you want to use it. But you can see here how it's navigating through the website, checking and researching all the stuff. And it's like, right, based on the research I've conducted, here's a comprehensive summary of the latest news about Claude 4. And it's just going off and finding all the information, right? So it's gathered all that information from the Claude browser use that it scraped right here. Pretty simple and easy. If we say, for example, okay, go to Claude.ai and build out an AI SEO tool using browser use. It's navigating to Claude AI, right? Again, like I'm not touching my laptop or using the mouse or anything like that. You can see the browser is clearly configured to work on the laptop on itself. And by the way, with Claude Opus 4, it's actually configured to work for like 7 hours autonomously, which is pretty crazy as well. And then you can see you can start navigating to Claude here. So pretty simple and easy to do, easy to set up. You got all the instructions inside the AI Success Lab as well if you want to set this stuff up. So you got two options there. You can control your browser, but you can also control your laptop as well. So you can gather information, files, new updates, etc. inside your laptop as well, which is super useful to be fair. So that's just a couple of examples for how you can use it. Now, what you've also got an option of is you can build stuff with Claude 4 inside Bolt.diy. So let me show you how to do that. So for example, if we go to Claude 4 over here, and you can use something called Bolt.diy to build this out. Now, if you want to know exactly how to set up Bolt.diy, let me show you how. So we'll just navigate to the SCP from the AI Success Lab, as you can see. And then what we can do over here is we just have to git clone. So we're going to navigate to terminal. Again, step-by-step instructions inside the AI Success Lab, completely free. We'll plug that in. Then from here, we're just going to copy and paste this code. Here we go. Then we'll copy and paste that. And then we're going to pm run dev. And that's going to create a local URL that we can navigate to. So let's copy that. And then inside here, we've got this ready to go. And then you can see inside the drop down here, you have the options for Claude Opus 4 and Claude Sonnet 4, right? And that's using OpenRouter. Now, all you need to do is just get an API key from OpenRouter. Let me show you how to do that. So you go to openrouter.ai log in, go to keys in the top right, create API key, as you can see, create an API key, copy that bad boy, then you're going to go inside Bolt.diy, copy and paste that code, hit OK, and then for example you want to build whatever you want out, so we're going to select Anthropic and then Claude 4 from the list, so we can use Opus 4 for example, and then if we take a prompt from the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description, go to the classroom, go to SOPs. By the way, if you haven't checked out this community, it's amazing. It's amazing. This is where I get all my latest AI news and stuff like that and coaching. So we're going to copy this prompt over here. And let's see what we can do. So let's create that 3D car simulator game, for example. We'll head into like so. And by the way, if one of the APIs doesn't work, so this always happens when a new AI release comes out, right? So sometimes when a new AI gets released, the AI API doesn't work or it's a bit slow to respond, etc. So what you can actually do is just switch between them, right? So if Opus isn't working, switch to Sonnet 4. If Sonnet 4 isn't working, switch to Opus 4, etc., right? And you can see the difference in pricing right there. So Sonnet 4 is a lot cheaper to code with, versus Opus 4 is a lot more expensive, but Opus 4 is way more powerful for coding out. And then you can see it's just building out the code right here inside Bolt.diy. And Bolt.diy is free to use. The only thing you're going to pay for here is the API key usage. But yeah, that'll code out in the background. So what we can do is actually wait for that to code out. And then in the meantime, we can start using other methods. So the other way that we can use, well, is we can navigate to something like N8N.io, and then we can start building agents out with N8N. So if we go to N8N over here, we'll click on create workflow. And then just as a really basic example, you can add like a chat trigger. Then from here, add the AI agent. Then you can add a chat model. And then if you select Open Router, plug in your API key over here. So you just click on the pencil, plug in the API key, and then we'll copy that one that we just got. Copy that, go over to N8N, plug the API key in, hit save. That's connected successfully. And then if we go inside the model section here, we'll type in Claude, and then you can choose between Opus 4 and Sonnet 4, right? So if we select Sonnet 4, for the agent. Then just as a super basic example, we'll select system message, your helpful assistant. And then if we want to test this out, we'll click on open chat and we'll say, okay, are you working? And we just need to top up our credits inside Open Router. Let's do that quickly. There we go, topped up the credits. Let's test that message again. And there we go, that's working perfectly, right? So you got Sonnet 4 as an AI agent. You can build it out in literally a minute, as you can see. And then that's working perfectly. We've got the chatbot ready to go. If you want to see like some really advanced stuff with this, check out the AI Success Lab. So for example, like I've automated, you know, you can automate like outbound calls and stuff like that. I have some video tutorials inside the AI Success Lab, like you can see. So this can actually make like outbound calls. We have another one where, for example, we automated content with shorts. So you can automate like shorts from the idea down to the prompt generation and then down to actually like publishing the short over here. As an example of that, this automation right here, which you can add Sonnet 4 to if you want. If we go over to TikTok, you can see this was the short that I actually created using N8N AI agents, right? So these AI agents that you build can be absolutely wild if you have the right process, and you can use Claude 4 to help you. So this was fully generated and published using Claude 4. Now, I'm just going to shut down Bolt.diy because it does take up a lot of memory. So I'm going to terminate that whilst I'm recording this video. And then if you want another way to build with this, what you can actually do is you can go to Visual Studio Code. Again, I have tutorials inside the AI Success Lab, completely free, inside the link in the comments description. And if you go inside Client, for example, here, and then you're going to select Anthropic, or what you can do is select Open Router. And actually, if we check the list here, I can't see Claude 4 implemented inside Client yet. So you can't see it from the drop down when I check Anthropic and Open Router. But I'm sure that'll come within like the next 24 hours, to be honest with you. Let's check RuCode out now as well. So if we go on the settings, Open Router, that has 4, right? So you can see Opus 4 and Sonnet over here. So for example, if we select Sonnet, we'll hit save. We can now start coding inside RuCode using Sonnet 4. So let's take an example prompt. Just going to take this one as an example. So this is like a one-page website we want to build with Sonnet. We'll plug that in. We'll hit enter. Now that's going to use Sonnet 4 to start building out. And you can see it's coding right here based on the prompt. So just to be clear here, whilst we're waiting for this to load, I've shown you how to build and code games or artifacts, etc. inside the chat directly. I've shown you exactly how to build AI super agents who can control your browser, as well as controlling your laptop and getting information from your laptop too. Showing you how to set up Bolt.diy, which is great for coding tools. And additionally, we've talked through how to use Visual Studio Code to build out websites. Like you can see, this is great for coding locally, to be honest. Like if you have local projects that you want to build, this is one of the best ways to do it. And additionally, I've shown you how to build AI agents using N8N so that you can automate any processes you want. And those agents, I've shown you basic examples like a chatbot, but also shown you examples of, for example, how to automate shorts or reels or that sort of thing with proof that they actually work and how you can automate that as well. Now, if you want all this stuff for free, you can actually get that inside the AI Success Lab, which is an amazing community with 7,000 members. So you can join the AI Success Lab. We're also just giving away free trainings every single day. So for example, this $5,000 social media automation, we just gave away for free. A free AI bot builder that will save you about 20 hours a week. And also free prompts to create like web apps. Every single day we're just adding new stuff, right? Like new free stuff inside here. So if you want to get it, it's completely free. Link in the comments and description. If you go to the classroom and then go to the free AI course, you can get all of my notes and step-by-step operating procedures on how to set up everything that I've shown you today, right? Including the MCPs, the AI super agents, the browser use agents. You can get it all for free with video tutorials and step-by-step resources, plus the copy and paste instructions, right? So feel free to get that link in the comments and description. And if you need help and support setting all of this stuff up, if you need guidance, if you need coaching, if you need DM support, if you just want to meet awesome people that are doing the same things as you, then feel free to get the AI Profit Boardroom. This community is focused on making you more money and saving you time with AI, right? So it's an awesome community where you can post any questions, you can get help whenever you need it. You can see how active the community is right here. So we're always posting new stuff and we're always helping people out. So for example, Sani posted a day ago and we just helped him out straight away. You can see all these different posts going on right here. And also inside the classroom of the AI Profit Boardroom, you get all of our best courses and tutorials that we don't show anywhere else, right? This stuff is like the best stuff that I've implemented inside my business and you can't find it anywhere else. On top of that, inside the calendar here, we have weekly coaching calls. So you can just jump on the coaching calls, ask us live any questions that you have. And if you can't make the coaching calls, it's okay because we record them back and post them online as well. So you can just get access to those too. So if you need like personalized help, if you need help implementing, if you're ever confused, if you struggle to stay up with stuff, if you're like, right, this is amazing, but I don't know how to implement it in my business, the AI Profit Boardroom, the best place to go by far. So feel free to get that link in the comments and description. Price is probably going up soon, so make sure you get it now before you miss out. And appreciate you watching. And Anthropic have just released the Kraken. Claude 4 is out, and today we're going to be testing Claude 4 versus Gemini Pro 2.5 to see which one is the best. So for example, we can compare 2.5 Pro Preview, which was previously my favorite model, against Claude 4. Now Claude have just released two new models, so Opus 4 and Sonnet 4. Sonnet 4 is pretty good for like everyday tasks. Opus 4 is the best for coding. And you can see the benchmarks here. So if we compare, for example, the benchmarks of Claude 4, Opus 4 and Sonnet 4 versus Gemini 2.5 Pro, you can see the benchmarks here. So for agentic coding, Claude 4 is absolutely smashing. Gemini 2.5 Pro, 63% from Gemini 2.5 Pro versus Claude 4 at 79 and 80%. If we look at agentic terminal coding, Gemini 2.5 Pro is really, really far behind, right? So for example, 25% versus 41% and 50%. Graduate reasoning, they're all about similar actually. So it's only a tiny little fraction between them. Agentic tool use, Gemini 2.5 Pro actually can't use agentic tools, and I'll show you what that means in a second. Multilingual Q&A, no benchmarks right there. Visual reasoning, actually Gemini 2.5 Pro is winning on the benchmarks. And then high school maths competition, you can see here that Gemini 2.5 Pro is falling behind Sonnet 4 and Opus 4. But let's see what they actually do in reality. So we've got Gemini Pro preview selected over here. We've got Claude, and depending on the task, I'll switch between Opus 4 and Sonnet 4, depending on what we got. And we'll just compare them side by side and see which one creates the best outputs. So the first prompt that we're going to go with, and all these prompts are inside the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description if you want to steal them from me. But we're going to say, okay, make me a captivating endless runner game, key instructions on the screen, blah, 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 right? We're going to plug this into Gemini, and we'll use Canvas. And then we'll also do the same inside Claude 4 as well. But I'm going to switch to Opus 4 because that's the most powerful model for coding. We'll plug these in and see what we get back. All right, so if we go side by side over here, so you can see them both coding out at the same time. This is Gemini 2.5 Pro. This is Claude Opus 4. They're both coding out here. They both have artifacts features as well, which allows us to preview the code when we actually run it inside the chat. You can also get free. This is interesting as well. So with Claude 4, you can get free access inside Claude AI. If you want to get free access to Gemini 2.5 Pro, as far as I'm aware, the best way to get free access is you go to aistudio.google.com and you can get free access directly inside here. By the way, if you want all my best trainings on Claude 4, I'm actually giving them away for free inside the AI Success Lab, link in the comments description. Just go to the AI course and you'll see tons of resources and like 8 different ways to use Claude 4, including how to set up MCPs and AI super agents that can control your browser. So feel free to get that link in the comments description, completely free, my friends. All right. So if we open this up, let's see what we got here. So it's created the code, but I don't think that Gemini can actually preview P5.js inside the browser here. So you can see there's no preview on the canvas. If we open up Claude, we can actually preview this game directly inside the canvas, as you can see. Let's have a little cheeky whirl at this, see what we get back. So yeah, the game is working perfectly. That is beautiful. And we can play it directly inside the browser, which is awesome. All right. So let's compare that now side by side versus Gemini. We're going to have to go to P5.js preview to actually check this out. So let me do that. We'll take that code and then we'll go over to P5.js over here. I mean, in some ways, Claude is already winning because it can actually preview the code directly inside the browser when it's using P5.js. But let's plug this in. So we've got the code right here from the game. And we'll compare these side by side. Which one looks the nicest, do you think? I mean, that's pretty decent, to be fair. But I think, let's have a look here. And this one also, the dinosaur is backwards. So honestly, like if I'm comparing them side by side, I would say the UI is a bit nicer here. And it's pretty easy to use. So it's a bit more interesting in the background. If we compare that versus Gemini 2.5 Pro, It's kind of a bit weird, right? Like, look at all the real estate at the top versus the actual game. So the game is down here, but why is there all this real estate at the top right here? Like, it doesn't make sense to have that empty space. So if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Claude simply because it created a nice UI, and also it coded out faster, and additionally it allowed us to preview directly inside the browser. Let's test another one now. So if we go back to profit boardroom, we'll grab this one. I'm going to go in a new chat for both. And we'll say, can you create a 3D car simulator? And then it's building these out. Now you can see here that Gemini 2.5 Pro is stuck on thinking mode, so it's going through thinking mode first, whereas Claude has just gone straight into action mode. You can toggle thinking inside the settings over here. So if you click on the settings, you can see that, for example, we've got extended thinking as an option if you want to enable that. Alexa, stop. And Claude has actually come back to us quicker with the preview. So we've got the preview of Claude over here. So let's test this out. I mean, that looks pretty awesome, to be fair. So it's coded faster than Gemini 2.5 Pro. The UI is pretty nice. Quite like that. Let's compare it versus Gemini 2.5 Pro. I mean, to be fair, honestly, if I had to pick one, I don't like the spinning camera on this. This is making me dizzy. So this is Claude. This is Gemini 2.5 Pro. I would go with Gemini 2.5 Pro for this, to be honest. It's just like, it's weird that this has got a spinning camera. And also, I just think the UI looks a bit nicer inside Gemini. However, Claude did it faster, right? So Opus coded a lot faster. Now, one of the ways the Claude wins, I would say, versus Gemini, is that Claude can actually control your browser. So, for example, if I go over to Claude here, and I open up Claude Desktop, right? And I'm just going to enable inside the browser here, the browser MCP agent extension. As you can see, all this training is inside the AI Success Lab if you want to learn how to set this stuff up. But we're going to go inside Claude here, and using the browser MCP, that only Claude can use right now, we're going to go inside here and I'll say, okay, research the latest AI news headlines using my browser, right? And then we'll select Claude 4, we'll use Sonnet 4. And so you can see now it just navigated straight away to TechCrunch. So it went to techcrunch.com using the browser, so it can control my browser in the background whilst I'm talking to you. And then you can see here it's clicking through the website, navigating the page. You've basically got an AI super agent on your desktop that's configured directly inside the native Claude, right? And this is getting better and better, I will warn you. So for example, with Claude Opus 4 now and the new update, they've actually announced that this can work for 7 hours on a task, uninterrupted. Now, how many people in the world can work on a task uninterrupted for 7 hours? Very few, right? Maybe like the top 1%, something like that. And so what I'm saying here is like this is a serious threat to taking over particularly a lot of admin tasks. But in general, I think browser use is going to wipe out a lot of jobs. You know, because if these AI agents can do tasks better and more focused than most humans, then what does that leave for, you know, the basic admin worker, right? So this is now navigating through the website, it's scrolled through the internet, etc. Obviously, you can't do that inside Gemini, right? And Gemini can't control your laptop. Also, this inside here as well, if we go to a new chat and we say, okay, what's my battery percentage? We'll hit enter like so. And not only can Claude control your browser, but it can also control your laptop, right? So you can see here, for example, using the Apple script MCP, trailing inside the AI Success Lab if you want to get access to this stuff. But inside Claude, this native desktop Claude, you can see here that we're using the Apple script execute, and then it's like, right, your battery is at 97% and it's currently charging. It shows about 23 minutes remaining until it's fully charged. So in many ways, Claude does win that battle simply because Gemini is not even in the race right now. They do have Project Marina, and I've tested out Project Marina, which can control and operate your browser in a virtual environment. I'll be 100% honest with you, it's super slow and not that great from what I've tested so far. I'm sure it'll get better, but it's nowhere near the same level as Claude when it comes to this stuff. So when it comes to coding out this game, Gemini 2.5 Pro won. When it came to coding out the first game, which was the 3D runner game, Claude won. And then when it comes to AI super agents and controlling your browser, etc., Claude won simply because Gemini 2.5 Pro is not even in the race. And you've seen all the benchmarks as well. So I've shown you all the benchmarks side by side versus Gemini 2.5 Pro. You can see an example of Claude 4 actually playing Pokemon right here. So this is playing Pokemon just like a human would, and it's just going off and navigating the game and working its magic, which is pretty wild if you ask me. Now, if we go back to our tests, let's try something else out now. So we're going to try a test just for building out like a simple website, right? So for example, we say, okay, create a beautifully designed snow day calculator, SEO optimized for the keyword of actual content on the page 2 and a relevant tool. We'll go inside Gemini, hit new chat, make sure you got the canvas selected here, then we're going to hit enter. And then if we go inside Claude, we'll use Opus 4 and do the same thing. Now, there is one thing that Gemini can do that Claude can't. And this blew me away when I tested it out yesterday. I got a full video on it yesterday, if you want to check this out. But let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So inside Gemini here, if you're on the Ultra plan, you can actually build stuff with Veo 3. And with Veo 3, you can actually create content that's synced directly with the audio, right? So you can say, for example, say this one-liner and just go off and do this. Let me show you an example what I mean. So inside the AI Success Lab, if you want to check this stuff out, this was a clip of a comedian, and I just said using Gemini and Veo 3, US comedian in a show delivering this cheeky one-liner. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. I'm going to mute this because I don't want it to mess up the sound on the video. But you can see here we generated this insane video with AI using one prompt, and the audio and the video match perfectly. It's wild. Plus you can share it on a subdomain. Claude can't and probably will never be able to do that. So Gemini wins in many ways as well. If you want to create like multimedia stuff, then Gemini has it all inside the Ultra package. Obviously you have to pay a lot of money for that, but it is a powerful pack. So we can see these coding out here, and Gemini smash the task. It's got a nice little background. It's pretty basic in terms of the content on the page, but I'm pretty sure this works if we click calculate snow day chance. Yes, you can see it works. Estimate chance of a snow day, blah, blah, blah. But look at the UI from Claude 4. So if we pull this up, which one is nicer? 100% is Claude 4, right? The title, the UI, the background, the colors used, the way the font is designed, etc. The front end is much nicer on Claude 4 versus Gemini 2.5 Pro. And so I would say Claude 4 is winning on that front too. So if I had to pick one, I'm going to go with Claude 4. Honestly, I think that's the best. Unless I needed to generate like videos and avatar videos and that sort of thing. I just don't think Gemini 2.5 Pro is at the same level just yet. And also Claude 4 is available for free, right? You get a limited number of usages per day and you can build some amazing stuff out like I've shown you today. Plus, you can use it as an AI super agent to just go off, use your laptop, use your browser, do whatever you want, right? If you want the training for all the stuff that I've shown you today, feel free to get that inside the AI Success Lab. Link in the comments description. It is completely free and it comes with a community of 7,000 members where you can just share what you're creating, learn from us, post in the community, etc. And it's completely free. Plus it comes with all my latest training, right? So Claude 4 comes out, boom shakalaka, I create 3 different trainings on exactly how to use it, right? Within hours. So if you want to get the latest, craziest stuff that's going on right now in the AI world, feel free to get the AI Success Lab. Link in the comments description. It is completely free. Again, if I had to pick one, I'm going with Claude 4 unless I need to create videos. And then, you know, Veo 3 is a go right now. It's a go. And also, this comes with tons of other stuff. So, for example, like N8N appointment setter, apps, AI super agents, short automations, etc. And we're constantly giving away free trainings every single day inside the AI Success Lab. So make sure you join before you miss out. And if you want to get coaching, help, support, if you want to get DM support, if you want to get weekly coaching calls where you can learn how to implement this stuff, right? Because it's one thing knowing exactly how to use this stuff. It's another thing knowing how do you implement it in your business, right? How do you use it to make money? How do you use it to personalize and automate the processes that you have going on, right? And that's what I recommend inside the AI Profit Boardroom, because you can jump on there. It's a community just focused on saving money and making, it's a community focused on making money and saving time with AI. And you can see inside the community here, you can post questions and actually get answers, right? You won't find that inside the AI Success Lab. You won't be able to get help inside the AI Success Lab because, you know, everyone's just doing their own thing. The 7,000 people in there is too busy. Whereas the AI Profit Boardroom, it comes with an awesome community of people just really serious about stuff, all working together, working towards a goal, which is scaling the business, making money and saving time with AI. It comes with courses and workflows that you will not find anywhere else, including how we've scaled our business using this crash course and different automations that you won't find anywhere. And additionally, inside the calendar here, you can jump on coaching calls. We're going to jump this up to 3 coaching calls a week next month. And already you can jump on the live calls, ask any questions you have. Plus, you can DM us if you need support, if you need help, and if you're stuck on anything. So this is the best place to get coaching and personalized support. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Link in the comments description if you want to get this stuff. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.